Should mediums charge for their services? In this video, I'm sharing 5 reasons, although there are many more, that I take a strong stance when it comes to this question. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. That way you'll be notified when I release a new video. It'll be about all things mediumship, recordings of my readings so you can watch me in action, spiritual how-tos, meditations, and so much more. When I began my mediumistic journey, I decided to give 100 readings for free. It was so exciting. It was so fulfilling, and it still is. Is that enough to sustain most mediums? The love of the job? Why do some people believe that mediums shouldn't charge for their service? Some just think that mediums are scammers, and there are a lot of scammers in this industry. Because mediumship is sacred and spiritual, others believe that's the reason not to charge. Others say that the people that mediums work with are vulnerable. Oftentimes they're grieving, and so it wouldn't be right to charge them. And yet others think that mediums just want to get rich by charging 100, 200, or more hundreds per hour. So should mediums charge? Oh, hell yes. And I've got at least 7 fantastic reasons why. Number 1, a medium has all the same bills to pay that most humans do. Now I could just end the video right here because that in itself makes a whole ton of sense. And a lot of mediums I've known actually have a day job and do mediumship on the side. Why? Because most mediums can make a hell of a lot more money having just about any job than simply getting paid for giving readings. And for many of the mediums who do this work full time, I guarantee you that the vast majority of them do not consider themselves high earners, at least not without providing a teaching aspect or something else to supplement their services along with offering readings. Number 2, mediums don't work giving readings from 9 to 5 every hour, 5 days a week. While that's something you can do in many other jobs, it's not how it works with mediumship. Why? Because it takes a whole lot of energy. When you're channeling a spirit, you have to attune to spirit, and that means vibrating at a higher frequency and maintaining that for quite some time. And in addition, if you are highly empathic, which most mediums are, and you have trouble with having empathic boundaries, meaning that maybe you take on the energy of the spirit or the person that you are reading, that's another cost that a medium takes on and that they will take into consideration when pricing their services. When I bring through the spirit of a young child to a grieving parent, that affects me. There have been times after really heavy readings where I need to just go for a walk and cry. And we've all experienced times in our life where emotions are running high. We know how exhausting that can be. One of the current most famous American mediums, Laura Lynn Jackson, shared in a training she did that she limits herself to 3 mediumistic readings a week. I've actually heard that from a handful of mediums. And I myself, at this time of my life with a young child who has a lot of needs, usually only give about 3 readings a week. Although I've done 13 a week as well, and that was not quite as sustainable for me. That means that even if a medium charges $100, $200, $500 per reading, they're not making that money every hour, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Even if they charged $500 a reading and did 12 readings a month, they'd still top out at $72,000 a year. And at that salary, many still struggle to buy homes if they're the sole earner in their family, or even if they're not. But if we're talking about a famous medium who charges, say, $900 per reading and does 3 readings a week for 11 months of the year, that's short of $120,000. While that is a considerable amount of money, we're not talking about the kind of rich that goes along with most celebrities. And on top of all of this, these numbers, revenue, not profit. Which leads me to my 3rd reason that mediums should make money with their services. We're entrepreneurs, most of us, and it's not cheap. Think of all the expenses we have just like other business owners. Your website, hosting, maybe an office space, marketing, any subscriptions or apps that you use to market, customer service support, or paying an assistant once you get busier and busier, and any additional team members, health insurance, work insurance, educational costs, travel and meals when you go to learn more information, not to mention your time and energy, and so much more. Once you add up all of those expenses as an entrepreneur, what are you actually making per reading? Most mediums have to give at least 4 to 5 readings just to break even while running their own business. And what if they're only giving 2 to 3 readings a week? Number 4, there's nothing wrong, bad, evil, or unethical about being paid to do spiritual work. Think about other people who make money doing spiritual work. A priest. Others would say the work of a doula or a midwife is spiritual. A yoga instructor, a meditation instructor, a martial arts instructor, musician, a singer. All of these people could be categorized as professionals who many think of as doing spiritual work. And this is a super short list of examples. All of them get paid for using their gifts, and most of us wouldn't argue with that. What's your biggest takeaway so far about mediums making money? Comment below. Number 5, just because mediums have vulnerable clients doesn't mean they shouldn't be charging. Many of the previous examples I shared are examples of people who work with vulnerable clients and sometimes in an intimate way. For example, the doula or the midwife. But let's throw in the example of being a therapist, a nurse, or a surgeon. These professionals are sometimes making decisions or dealing with circumstances that could be life or death situations. Just because they work in circumstances with vulnerable people doesn't mean they shouldn't be paid. And I don't think most people would want to deny people in these roles compensation. In mediumship, you have the power to choose someone reputable that you trust and at the price that you want. Number 6, being a medium doesn't equal being a fraud. There are definitely mediums out there who are frauds and who take advantage of people. And guess what? They exist in every industry and in every profession. Money is just a tool. There are rich people and poor people, everyone in between, who do bad things and good things. Being poor isn't the key to being spiritual, and neither is being rich or just simply making money. But I'll tell you that being financially insecure is not the most relaxing place to be. It's not often the place where one feels most generous, and it's usually a place where you have less space and capacity to consider others, to focus on helping others, because the majority of your energy goes into surviving. And lastly, number 7, money will never be a barrier for anyone when it comes to getting a reading from a legit medium. There are so many great mediums out there who might do free readings or readings at a very accessible price. There are spiritualist churches who offer all kinds of different ways to get readings. So it's not realistic to say that someone would be excluded from getting a high quality reading because some mediums charge more than others. And even if you do charge a higher price, there are still ways to make your readings more accessible. Some mediums may give a percentage of free readings over a period of time or on a sliding scale. Sometimes they offer group readings. Perhaps they give readings for charities or fundraising. I so hope that what I shared today gives you an understanding of why it is more than okay for mediums to make money offering their services. If you are interested in strengthening your clairs so that you can speak to spirit, go ahead and download my free guide below. It's called 3 Easy Exercises to Strengthen Your Clairs and Speak to Spirit. Be sure to check out this video next. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified the next time I release a new video. And if you liked today's video, give it a like, comment, or share below. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.